Hi guys, how are you today? Are you guys ready to do some more random yarn organization? As much as I'd like to start this job from beginning to end and staying focused on one thing, I'm telling you, every time I open up a bag or a box or a bin, it takes me in a completely different direction. And I have to be okay with that. And I'm not always. I'm not always. I like things to be very linear, and I want to be able to focus and get it done from beginning to end. But every time I open it up, those bins, those bags, those boxes, they take me in a completely different direction. So I feel like I am running out of room. Do I still have room in some of the cubbies? Yes, I do, but I'm looking for more number one fingering or lace weight yarn to put up in there. Okay, I know I have more. So I am almost maxed out, but I still have more yarn to go. And then I get discouraged because I feel like I've got way too much yarn and a house that is too small. So those feelings are right, and those feelings are valid. I do have too much stuff. That's the whole point of me doing this journey that I'm on, realizing how much my shopping habits influence the inventory in my house, which in turn influences my mindset and my mental health. I do have too much stuff. Some of it is the fear of missing out. They call that FOMO, FOMO, fear of missing out. Sometimes that is exactly what it is. I will see something on the internet and I'll be like, oh, I gotta have that, gotta have that, gotta have that, and you gotta get it before it disappears, right? Some of it is I shop when I'm bored, okay, and yeah, that I don't even know what to do with that one. I don't even know how to unpack that one or do anything about that. I'm at a point in my life where I have disposable income, and that means that I can do what I want with it, and I spend it on yarn and I spend it on books. Am I trying to curb that? Yes. Yes, I think I need to change my mindset about money and shopping and what the point of shopping is. So I need to be bringing less stuff into my house, and I have to stop feeling like I'm missing out on things. And I don't know, sometimes the yarn companies, they contribute to that because they make they'll come up with a new line of yarn where the colors are fantastic and the texture is great and the price, okay, all right, sometimes the prices are a little too high and sometimes the prices are fantastic for shopping, right? But it's trending yarn and it's trending colors, and if you don't buy it right then and there, the next time you go back to the store, a lot of times those colors aren't there anymore. So then you missed out. But at the same time, when you come home, you're like, I've got so much stuff. I've got so much pretty stuff. Gotta learn to be okay with what I have and not feel like I'm missing out on things. Oh, where was I going with all that? I don't know. There was a point to all that. Did I lose my point? Probably. I know. Trying to be wise. And it just sounds ridiculous because it just keeps going around and around and around and around. So anyway, today is Monday. It is March 16th or 17th, I want to say. It's St. Patrick's Day. Kiss me, I'm Irish. Because we're all Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, Monday, March 17th. Okay? I come from a long line of potato farmers. uh, um, so I do have this spot here where the cube storage ends and the door frame, right? So I did measure that, and it's roughly 12 inches. Well, these cubes are 12 inches. Okay, 12 inches tall, 12 inches deep, 12 inches high. I do have some cube storage left, and it's in a perfectly good square, so it won't fit in that spot. But, duh, if I take these two off of here and put them up it'll make a skinny little storage unit, and it'll give me at least 4 more shelves. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to record that because it is a lot of banging with the little hammer to put these little connectors on. Do any of you guys have these storage units? These little cube storage and these little connectors, which are absolutely ridiculous to work with. So I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to film that because that's dull and boring work. I'll be back in a minute. So there we go. It went from 2 cubes next to 2 cubes to 4 cubes stacked. It's not going to be a perfect fit. Whether I sit it here, it'll cover up some of the yarn that's already put away. Or if I put it here, it'll cover up the yarn that's there. I could put it here on this wall. It would just change the way I walk in and out of this room. And yeah, please excuse the cat litter box. It's right outside of this doorway. Yeah, I mean, I could leave it there. Because I can't put it back here because this bin down here, and I haven't shown you guys this bin yet, is full of projects. If I could take all these projects out and stack them up here, I might be able to put this cube storage over here on this wall. This way it would be out from underneath my feet. But I just don't know if all of this in this bin will fit. I'm going to leave that right where it is. Okay. Yeah, I think I like it better here. Because while it does make sense to put it there, it will cover up what's in there. And I don't want anything covered or hidden. And I know it's a lot to ask in this tiny little room, but I don't want anything out of sight. So I do have a bin. It does have yarn in it that I can stick on that. Wow. There's a lot of random stuff in there. And I think the bin underneath of it. No, not that one. Oh, this one right here, the skinny one. Yeah, how about I'm going to empty this one first. So, I do have a mini tripod that you guys could sit on while I empty this bin. I think. Seriously, I have no idea what I'm doing. You make it up as I go along. Okay? There's no rhyme or reason to this. Really, it is wherever the bins take me. So, let's see. What is it? I had you guys sitting on the bin. Alright. How about we go like this? And go like this. Ha! Now you can see what's in the bin as much as I can. How about some Stylecraft Special DK? Now I know Stylecraft is a UK company. It is in England, okay? And I found this at Goodwill for $3.99. Somebody donated this. So I know double knit is a number 3 light, and I know they have really pretty colors. This is called Parma Violet. I think Stylecraft, isn't this what Lucy at Attic 24 uses? So I have 1, 2 of the purple. Hopefully that color's coming across well. We have it in the color lime, although that's more of an olive color to me. Oh, duck egg, yes. I love duck egg. Which is a blue. And a partially used pink color called Fondant. Alright, what else is in here? Oh, is this all from... Yeah, this is from 2nd Avenue Thrift. This is Red Heart Gumdrop, which I love the gumdrop, and it's a shame they don't make this anymore, do they? I don't think they do. I actually made a blanket out of all gumdrop. I have to see if I can find pictures in my computer of it. Okay. Now, mind you, I'm just taking this stuff out of this bin and sticking it in the cubby next to me, just so I can see if it'll fit on the cubby storage over there. Oh yeah, some Heartland. I do have Heartland all the way up on the top of the storage, the cubby storage. This is Channel Islands. Let's see, we have Heartland in the color Wolf Trap. Again, I think this whole bin is stuff I found at the thrift store. Heartland in the color Badlands. It's got an older label on it. I know that Heartland also discontinues its colors whenever it wants to, so some of these colors might not be around anymore. This is the color Biscayne. Oh, that's a pretty one. Like a teal. Cuyahoga Valley. And the label's coming off of this one. Redwood. Alright, let's see. A bag that has some variegated green in there. I haven't even taken that out of the bag yet. Red Heart with Love Metallic. Got that for $1.99. I do have a cubby up there with all my metallic yarn in it. I found some, what is this? Brown Sheep Company, Mitchell, Nebraska. It is a #1 find, which I am collecting a bunch of #1s so I can make a crocheted sweater based off of my favorite sweat jacket that I wear. So it's luxury sock yarn, 75% washable wool, 25% nylon. I found these at the thrift store for $1.49. I'm going to stick them up in the cubby. Oh, yes, this is what, homespun. I can't stand this stuff, but it came in a bag with some random yarns that I bought at the thrift store, so I am actually going to be throwing this away. I cannot stand homespun. And the thrift store sold this ball of Lion Brand Wool Ease, Fair Isle. Color is denim as far as I can tell underneath that price tag. And it actually has a started project with it. Maybe somebody was going to make a scarf out of it. I don't know, but I like the color combination. So I bought it. And what is in here? Oh, okay. A notebook and sci-fi. For some reason, it did not go downstairs in my notebook and my book pile. Say hi to Arlo. That is a very pretty notebook. And I love anything sci-fi. Don't know anything about it. Okay, so I need to take those two downstairs. Bye, Arlo. There you are. You gonna climb in the bin? Come on. Wanna go play some yarn? Wanna play with some yarn? Yeah, what am I up to, huh? Whoa, would you like the Lion Brand homespun? Would you like to play with this? Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Yep, there he goes. Arlo loves playing with yarn. He also loves eating the yarn, which is why I don't let him play with it, because Not healthy for them to chew on the fibers. Hey, can I have that back, please? Can I have it? You gonna give it to me? What is that? Look at that. That's the best ball of yarn ever. Look at all that fluff. Oh, look at all that fluff. Arlo and I can sit here all day doing this. Ready? Ready? You want to go get it? Go get it. Go get it. Yeah, it's homespun. It's good to play with. And not good to crochet with, though. Go on, go get it. Go get it. Go on. Did you get it? Okay, alright, yeah, back to work. Thank you. I love the kisses. My camera's trying to focus on the face on the book. You gonna give me kisses? Ha, thank you. Thank you for your kisses. Another kiss, thank you. So full of love. And there we go. Okay, back to work. Okay, my friends, this is the last bin I have in my room of yarn that needs to be sorted and put away. And then when I'm done this, I can start bringing up all the yarn that's downstairs in my living room. Because that is all just still sitting down there staring me in the face every single day. Being like, you bought me. You haven't used me, and I'm sitting here collecting dust. So, there's that. Okay, there is no right or wrong answer. There's just getting the work done, right? Okay. So, this bin is taller than the other one, so my tripod will not see into it. This is just a little granny square. I used it on a tutorial about a year ago. I can't stand the colors on it, and I don't like it, and I don't want it. So you'll have to forgive me, but I'm throwing that away. Okay, I've got some Lion Brand mandala yarn. Mandala. I bounce back and forth between the two pronunciations. So I had worked it up in a project, didn't like it, and I frogged it. Worked it up in another project, in a crochet along, didn't like it, and frogged it. Now I do love the colors, but I just didn't like it in the projects that I had chose. So I, when I frogged it, I used my yarn ball winder. Made cake out of it. So I do have a shelf that's got the Lion Brand mandalas on it. We're going to put that there. This is more of the mandala yarn that was frogged. Don't ask me how I remember that all this time later. This is hand-dyed wool that I bought from Etsy. They called it Starry Night because it kind of looks like Vincent van Gogh's painting of Starry Night. And I had an idea for it, but my goodness, I bought this like 10 years ago. I have no idea what I wanted to do with it. So it's just been moving around in my stash. Maybe not 10. Oh yeah, 10 years ago. August 2015. And we're in March 2025. Alright. Lion Brand mandala. Okay, I do Lion Brand mandala. I did a Spicier Life crochet along in 2019. So yeah, there's a note for that. I've got some Karen Simply Soft in here with the labels And I've got yarn that doesn't have any labels at all. I've got, this is a leftover from a project that's in my project pile. Some crocheted pot holders type things. I found these at the thrift store. Really like the colors of them. Yeah, actually a fair amount of this is Caron Simply Soft, and I do have a shelf for Caron Simply Soft. Let's see, it's right there. And right there. But I don't think all that's going to fit up there. I got room up on the top. I can put it up on the top. Alright, so I'm going to have to put you guys down to do this, okay? Okay, so that bin is empty. I put all the Caron Simply Soft that had the labels tucked in on that shelf. Now, I'm pretty sure these are Caron Simply Soft with a little bit of mix of Red Heart Soft. And then this is just a number 4 medium weight that's more like just Red Heart Super Saver. So they're in there. And I know what this is. This has got a label in it. I know what this is. This is just too small to save, so I'm throwing that away. So that's another bin. Nice and emptied, and the yarn is on a shelf where I can see it. Okay, so I have added yarn to my storage shelf, okay, my cubby system. The Red Heart, no, not Red Heart, sorry, the Lion brand Heartland is up there, plus the woolies that they have. I've got Lion brand cake yarn in there. Vanish Choice, big twist from Joann's. That was a Hirschner's order I had done months ago. That is number 3 lightweight yarn, so I can make more baby projects. That's what that is from Michaels. See, some random I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. And as we go, okay, so I did move this little 4-piece shelf right here. Okay, I still have my bin here with projects that I'm not sure if they'll fit over there. So I've been trying, when I am done working in here, I'm trying to clear the floor and make sure there is nothing on the floor. Okay, so I can walk in and out freely without tripping over anything. I got my little crochet hot pads there. So there's my phone, my little granny square peg button. Okay, alright, this is so far the only 2 pieces of cotton yarn that I have here. Oh, besides the Shapies box, which is Katona, which is all 100% mercerized cotton. So, those are projects from the project pile I've done videos on. That's a bin full of notes. That's trash and books that need to go downstairs. So this was my pile in my room that I was working from. There we go. This is all Hirschner's 2-ply yarn. I didn't put it in there on the shelf. Those are all my samples. That's a crocheted basket. So I took my yarn, my fabric bin, and put my fabric over here on top of the dresser. I do have this project here that needs to be frogged. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of this bin and go sit it on my project shelf, because it needs work and it needs to be frogged. It came out too big. I have to make it smaller. Okay, so I'm actually going to take this, if I can get it out of there. The whole point is to empty every bin and box and bag that I have. So this is my project pile that I need to be working on. I'm going to sit that right there. I'll come in and fold it later and make it a little neater. So then that's another empty bin I can stick in my empty bin pile. So there's 1 bin right there, 2, 3, and 4. And since these are all too small to hold any of my big blankets, I'm not putting blankets in them. I'm just piling them up. And more than likely I'll ask my husband to go put them in the shed. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said 5. Alright, so I do have stuff here in this dresser that does need to be put on the shelf. See, there's yarn there. And there's projects in there. There's yarn in there. There's yarn in there. And is there anything in the box? That belongs to my 18-year-old. Okay, so there is still yarn in here that I need to take out. But that won't be today because I got a really late start today, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm losing the light, and it's about the time when I stop my work day anyway. So that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys love the chaos and the organization where I have no idea what I'm doing. I appreciate you guys being here. I will catch you in the next one. Bye. It's the same day. I decided I was going to do some more work because I have yarn in that dresser, and in my head it's like I want all the yarn out of my room. I want it all out of my room. And even though it's tucked into a dresser and it's out of sight, out of mind, and it's nice and neat, it's still yarn in my room. So I need to get it out of my room. And I want that done before the day is over. So any excuse I had in my head, and be like, oh, my day's over. No. It should only take me 10 minutes or less to get that yarn out of there. So I'm going to do it. So I'm up off of my lazy butt. No more excuses. I'm going to get that yarn out of the dresser, out of my room, and into here. That's the whole point. But I also said I needed to fold everything in this project pile and make it nice and neat so I can finish these projects. Now here's a spider stitch blanket I'd been working on back when we did our crochet along. I was doing it in a second color, and I haven't finished it. This one here has a bunch of yarn tails that I need to sew in, and I just keep picking it up and saying, oh, that's too many, I can't do that, and then putting it right back in the pile. Does anybody want to do yarn tails for me? Let me know down in the comments below. Well, actually, I think that's what the problem is with these 3 projects. This is my Karen Simply Soft sampler blanket. It's a sampler of all the colors. I think this has got the same problem as the other blanket. It's just all the yarn tails need to be done. Oh, I think I see half of them are done, and I got to do the other half. Okay. This one, again, yarn tails. See, back in the day when I did projects, I never did the yarn tails. I do it now as I'm going along, but back in the day I did not. Okay. You guys stay right there. I'm going to go get some yarn out of the dresser. Okay, we got some loops and threads. Carousel twist. I love this stuff. I bought a whole bunch of it. These 3 are the pink color. This is Big Twist Value from Joann's. I think this is part of my my patchwork squares. I think I was going to use this as a color, but it's not quite variegated. It's more speckled than it is anything else. But, so it can go on my variegated shelf, on my big twist shelf. More loops and threads, carousel twist. I really fell in love with this. I had bought just some random ones at my own local Michael's, and I made a crocheted basket out of it. I'll go get the basket in a minute. And then when I was in Montgomery County, I was in Abington near the hospital. They have a Michael's there, away from the hospital, but it's near the hospital. I went in there and I bought a whole bunch of this because they had way more than my Michael's had. Now that is the peachy color. Does it even have a name? Ah, they called it Orange Fizz. Me? I just call it Peachy. Okay, and then a white color. What do they call that? Biscuit. Use it though. And some Lion Brand Off the Hook loopy yarn. I was going to make a cat toy out of this for my cats. Another ball of Stylecraft Special DK weight in that Parma Violet that I had got from Goodwill. So, have that down there on that shelf. We got some Loops and Threads Impeccable variegated color in a gray and white called Shadow. That's going on my variegated shelf. I didn't make any patchwork squares out of it yet because I bought it and then put it away. Put it away where I couldn't find it. I have no idea what this is. I found it at the thrift store back in April of 2024. I paid $1.80 for it, so this $4.99 price tag is not from the thrift store. I have no idea what it is. It's just random yarn, and there's thrift store labels all over it, so I can't quite figure out where it's come from. But it feels like a number 2 sport or a number 1 lace weight. Let's see, we've got some Bernat Softy Baby. I love Bernat Softy Baby. Okay, and I do have a shelf for some Bernat that already has Softy Baby on there. Some Red Heart Baby TLC. I don't think they make this anymore. Found this at the thrift store. But my Red Heart shelf is full. I've got no more room for Red Heart. So I have two balls of that. And we got some more Bernat Softy Baby. I think they still make this color, which is covered up by the thrift store label. But that's brand new. And I know they still make this because I actually just saw it on the website. What was that Lion Brand that I was looking at? I don't know. All start to blend together after a while. Some more Bernat Softy Baby in this color. Yeah, it turns out I was having a love affair with baby yarn for a while. Okay, so these are all brand new yarns that I bought at Michael's. Then when I was over by Abington Hospital, I was there for an appointment. It is Loops and Threads. This one is their Soft and Shiny. It's like Karen Simply Soft. I bought this for my Patchwork Squares blanket, and I haven't used it yet. So that will go on my variegated shelf. So there was 2 skeins of that. We have some more loops and threads. This is Delicate DK. My love affair with baby yarn. I have 2 of these. So like I cannot use it in my Patchwork Squares blanket because it's a different weight yarn. Because what I wanted to do was make a baby blanket with Patchwork Squares, but with more softer, thinner yarn. Okay, some more loops and threads. This is their Soft Classic. I do have a skein of this that I already used for my Patchwork Squares. They called this one Primrose. And then these 2 are new colors to me. This was at the Michael's. It's not even close to my house. They call this color Bo Peep, like little Bo Peep. So I bought this for my Patchwork Squares blanket and haven't used it yet. I found this at the thrift store for 69 cents. It is leftovers. And because I recognize it, it's Red Heart Super Saver. I forget what color they call it, but this is going on my variegated shelf because I was going to use it for my Patchwork Squares blanket. I've got some Lion Brand Ferris wheel. I found this at the thrift store for $1.99. It's cake yarn. It's nice and soft. I like the color. I don't know if they make Ferris wheel anymore. Or they do and they don't make the mandala tweed. Or something like that. I've been at Lion Brand's website a lot lately. A random ball of number 5 bulky in a grayish white color. Has no label. Some more Bernat Super Baby. It is a marled color. It's blue and white twisted together. I'm starting to run out of room on that shelf. Okay, I have a shelf with regular Bernat number 4 Bernat Super Value. Alright, this is Karen Simply Soft, but look at this label. I think that's like straight out of the 80s, possibly 90s. Country Blue Ombre. Found this at the thrift store too. I bought it for my Patchwork Squares blanket, which I need to get my butt moving on that one. Okay. Less talking, more working. Here is my crocheted basket that I made with the Loops and Threads Carousel Twist. I did it in 2 shades of peach and then the Carousel Twist. I ran out of the peachy color and then I finished with the white color. And that was before I had bought all this. So I made it using 3 strands of yarn held together. So I used Hirschner's worsted weight in this dark peach, light peach, and then the Carousel Twist to make a crocheted basket. Which, you know, is Jada in Stitches. It's her pattern. Love it. Now we're really getting into the random stuff. Let's see. This is still Bernat Baby. That's not Softy Baby. This, look how tiny this is. Right? It's a number 1 Superfine. The label says Antique White, but that is pink. That says Antique White. That says Antique White. These are not white. They are pink. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but it's not white. So I wonder if they were mislabeled. I found these at one of the thrift stores. So I'm still out of room on that shelf, and I gotta move you guys out of the way. Some random number 4 medium weight yarn in variegated colors, which would be perfect in my patchwork squares blanket. I found some, I don't know what this is, Dream in Color yarn. It looks like hand-dyed yarn, and I don't know what weight it is, but since I'm collecting yarn so I can make a sweater, thought that might work well. This one too, I found these at the thrift store. This looks like it's hand-dyed, but I'm not sure if it's material, whether it's wool or acrylic. Same with this. And then I've got some Patton's Classic Wool Merino, number 4 medium weight. I like the rich earth tone colors on this. I'm gonna hit the internet and see if I can find some more like this, because I think it would be beautiful in a blanket, because I think everything would be beautiful in a blanket. And I think I have to stop recording right there. Yeah, I'm on my older camera and it only goes for so long before it overheats. I'll come back to you guys. Okay, so I have a random ball of yarn in there, but it has a set of notes. The yarn that this skein that it came from is downstairs. I'm using it to put a border on my Lion Brand Ice Cream Sprinkles yarn blanket. So I'm going to take this downstairs because the skein of yarn is downstairs with the blanket. And I had made something with this. It's probably in my sample bin. But I will keep this with the yarn, this note that I wrote to myself. I will keep it with the yarn, but the yarn's going to go downstairs. Okay? Now I do have a project that was in that dresser that needs to come in here and go over here. It's my corner to corner squares. All these squares that I made years and years and years ago, and I couldn't quite figure out what I wanted to do with them. So they need to go in here. The random gray I was using to put a trim around some of the squares. And then I found this bag. It's got hooks, yarn labels, number 5 bulky weight yarn, a pair of scissors. I'm not quite sure what this goes to. Oh, I sit that there. And then I have found a started blanket that is with some leftover yarns. And a crochet hook. I'm going to keep that together because I don't know where any notes are. So that goes in the project pile. Now I feel better because now that dresser is empty. Other than this drawer right here that has notes in it, I will take these out and put them in my note bin. But all the other drawers, except for my kids, still has stuff in this drawer and the bottom drawer. I took all the yarn out. Now, I feel better. Now it won't bother me all night long that I didn't do as much as I could possibly do today. Alright? So, I'm happy with that now. Finally. I need to do a little bit of maintenance. Because these boxes, they're starting to tip forward. So I need my husband to stick a screw in them and screw them to the wall so they won't tip over. So that is it for today. Now I can call it quits. Now I feel better. And then tomorrow I can start bringing up all the yarn from downstairs in my living room. I have no idea where I'm going to put it in here. but I will put it in here. I might sit it all on this shelf right here and cover up the mirror. I don't know. Too short. I thank you guys for being here, and I will catch you later. Bye.